Israel's high-tech companies have been snapped up by the biggest players in the world in the last 2 years. From Facebook to Apple, Google and IBM, Tel Aviv's tech companies have attracted a flurry of buyers and investors. Today, the latest crop of innovative firms from the Holy Land are in London to woo European investors. In a moment, we'll be speaking to the co-chairman of a technology showcase, Innovate Israel 2013, serial entrepreneur Yossi Vardi. But first, a flavour of what is on offer.
The Israelis are very innovative. The dream of every mother is that the kid will be an high-tech entrepreneur and not a doctor or a lawyer. So there is a paradigm shift towards high-tech industry and towards innovation.
New York and London are the places to be. It's the hub for digital media, and it is definitely the right place to be and the right time to be. iDemo does personalized video, taking personalization and video, which are the hottest topics in digital media today, and just combining it together to improve customer communication.
Riskified provides a fraud solution for online retailers that helps increase their sales and conversions. They send us their transactions, we review them and try to approve them. If we approve them, they get a 100% money-back guarantee in the case of fraud. We're talking with Amazon and Tesco and Net-a-Porter, and these are companies with potentially a real need for our product.
In the UK, it's the best media market in Europe, and there is a lot of sense of working in the UK. Actually, as a strategy, we decided to start with the UK and then move on to the United States because it's so easy and big over here, so we can get more experience and then just go to the US market.
Well, with me is Amit Shafrir. He's a former president of AOL Premium Services. He's also the co-founder and COO of Safer Aging. He's been involved with many startups. He's one of the men behind the conference that's going on today in London. I mean, one does rather feel that person was saying there that now every Jewish mother wants the son to be an entrepreneur rather than necessarily a doctor or a dentist.
Absolutely.
You feel an irresistible force has been placed in motion.
Absolutely. It's the best thing to be right now in Israel, an entrepreneur.
But how has the culture developed this?
I think there's many factors that go into it. One is there's, every Israeli goes to the military, and in the military there's a couple of things. One is an environment that allows people very young to command and take responsibility for life and death situations. When they later come out, they have the ability to be very snappy and take decisions.
There are masses of countries in the world which have military service, and they don't all produce entrepreneurs like Israel does.
That's true. There's other reasons as well.
Is it the nature of military? So the nature of the military in Israel?
I think it empowers young people to make decisions. Also, it allows people to be in an environment where they have to think out of the box. You're not a very rich country, so we cannot just kind of buy things off the shelf. We have to come up with solutions of our own and think out of the box. That's the way you are trained in the military, both in high-tech and other ways. So when you come out, you use that ability. Not only that, there's a huge influx of immigration that came into Israel. They brought an immense amount of human capital, very smart people, PhDs in math and sciences and stuff like that, and engineers, and they're all kind of like there to do something.
Does the government help?
I think the government helps in a way that it tries to remove barriers, make things easier as far as possible.
Does it actually help? Does it give subsidies and help to entrepreneurs?
It does, and the Israeli government does have subsidies from the chief scientists and stuff like that, but I don't know the size and magnitude, but the environment in Israel is such where everyone wants to run a startup. Everyone wants to be there, and the government just lets that work.
But is the plan to push it towards high tech? I mean, is there a plan?
I don't know that there is necessarily a master plan, but high tech is the place that, remember, a country that doesn't have much natural resources, all we have is people and their brains. And the high tech is very conducive, specifically in the age of the internet, where you don't have to physically be somewhere else. You can be in Israel and create these great internet companies that are global.
But the country, for all its strengths in this respect, has not yet produced a household name. I mean, there isn't a Samsung yet, there isn't a Nokia, there isn't an Apple or a Microsoft.
I think, first of all, the key word is yet. I believe in the next decade or so there might be one of those companies, but also it's not natural. In the Israeli DNA is to be an entrepreneur, to be quick, to be snappy. When you become a larger company, and I've been to many of these, you become more corporate. You wear a tie.
That would suggest they're never going to get there.
No, but I think things are changing. I think things are changing, and I believe that there will be. We just had a first $1 billion exit. An Israeli company called Waze was acquired by Google. I think it's the first time in Israel. So I think we're slowly but surely getting to the point where there will be a household, there will be a Samsung, there will be a major global brand coming out of Israel.
And they all go to the States. I think it's 63 Israeli companies now listed on NASDAQ, more than any other foreign firm.
Correct. Many of them go to the States. But I would say more and more Europe is becoming an interesting target.
There's a clip of a man there just before we came to you who's saying that he comes to the UK first before going to the US because he feels the UK is an easier market for them.
I think there's a couple of things that are easier coming to the UK. Well, it's closer. It's a 4-hour flight, and everybody speaks English. That's another help. But also it's a good gateway for Europe, and Europe is a big market. And I think more and more Israeli companies now are finding that coming to London or coming to the UK is a good way for them to become more global before they jump over to the States.
Amit Shafrir, thanks very much indeed.
My pleasure.